Caitlin.
And it's Sierra.
And welcome back to Grace Talk. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We make new Christian advice videos weekly. If you have anything that you would like for us to talk about, please email us or find us on social media and we would be happy to talk about it for you.
And we want to apologize for not being able to upload an advice video last week. We uploaded our singing, but we didn't get to upload an advice video because we've been sick and we've been just really busy here lately. I got a new job, so it's kind of harder for me to film. Sad. So today we're gonna do a video about how to choose the right Christian friends.
So all through high school, I kind of struggled with finding the right friends. It wasn't that I was not social or I couldn't make friends. It seemed like every friendship that I had, it kind of fell apart eventually, and I never understood why, but it always come back to my faith and realizing that I have different beliefs than other people and having to kind of get through that because I'm the type of person, I will talk about my opinion, I will talk about my faith, but some people can see that as being pushy or something, and I try not to come across that way. I kind of had a hard time kind of finding the right people that God wanted in my life to help me succeed in, you know, whatever I was doing and help me through kind of life.
So with high school for me, I think it was kind of difficult for me as well, just because I think whenever you're a senior, even juniors, I don't think it was as bad our junior year as it was our senior year, but everyone loves to party, and I don't know what it was, but like it seemed like everybody that you met or you try to be friends with, they always love to party, and that's just how it was. So I think it was difficult for me to find friends in high school because of that reason. I just didn't, I was never interested in it, and I would never think about doing any of that. And it was just hard to find a friend in high school that I had classes with and everything like that that felt the same way that I did. So that was a really big struggle in my life for high school. I think when we graduated though, I really enjoyed meeting Caitlin. Well, I knew her, but we got really close after high school, after we graduated, and when we went on to the camp. So that was when we got the closest. And now I love having friends, but at the same time, I'm content with having Caitlin and a few others that feel the same way that I do, and I don't have to worry about, like, if I went by somewhere and I was trying to be a godly example of someone and they saw me hanging out with someone that they knew partied all the time, things like that. I just think that it's better to have godly people in your life, and it's better to have those people around you instead of the ones that party all the time and are posting pictures of that all the time, and people know that that's what they do. I have a verse from 1 Corinthians 15:33 if you guys want to flip with me. It says, "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners." And I think with this verse, it kind of reminded me of, if you're hanging out with those people that do party and smoke and do things that aren't the right godly thing to do, then it can corrupt you and it can hinder your faith with the Lord, because you've been around them so much that it can start to just corrupt you and take over your life when you're not even realizing it. Like, or even as little as a thing like cussing or something. If someone's cussing around you all the time, it could hinder you and it could lead you in that direction of cussing, like, and you don't even realize it. It just comes out, and that's
contagious sometimes.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, I just think that you need to have those friends that don't do those things, honestly, because if you don't, then you don't have to worry about getting hindered or losing your faith with the Lord, something like that.
And sometimes there's situations that you have to walk away from, you know, and then there's situations that God will remove those people out of your life. And something that I didn't realize that I was going down this specific path then, but now looking back on it, I know, like, if God had not removed me from this certain situation, it would have been way worse than what happened and what could have happened. So, but one thing that I had to learn, especially at camp, is that you can't hold hands with the world and God at the same time. You have to give up those things sometimes that's of the world. So I would much rather go the path that leads to God instead of everything else.
Okay, I'm going to read a verse from Proverbs 22, verse 24 and 25. And it says, "Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul." And I didn't really know what the word snare meant. I'm usually good with English, but I was like, what in the world does that mean? So I looked it up for you. And the definition was a position that is difficult to escape. And what came to my mind with that was peer pressure. And I think that peer pressure is just so difficult to escape, especially when you've been around those friends for so long, you've just been used to them. It's so hard to tell them no, or to tell them that, hey, I got saved, I can't do these things with you anymore, or I can't be friends with you anymore. It's just so difficult to escape that position. So I thought that this was just a really neat verse that went with it. And also, actually, I think it was Sunday night, Dustin preached a message and it went so perfect with this. I was like, oh, I've got to write this down. It went so perfect with what we were talking about today. And he was talking about the word snare as well, and he said that Satan traps you, but your flesh is what holds you back. And that is so true. Like, it's your flesh. It's not necessarily like you. It's just your flesh, and that's just how people are. I mean, our flesh sometimes takes over what we really want in life. And and he also said it's your own desire that takes over too. Like, it's your desire to want to still be their friend and everything. At the same time, you don't need to be their friend if you're put in that position to where you have to tell them no, or you have to tell them that, no, I can't do this, I don't believe in that. So,
and it can get hard too sometimes, especially saying no to plans that you would have regularly have went on and things like that. It's different. It's difficult to go through, but it's good to have those other people in your life that you can go to, especially like older adults and stuff, and you could be like, hey, this is happening with my friend group. What advice do you have for me? Because I had to do that several times because I didn't really know what direction to go in. So that's also a good thing to have in these situations, is somebody that you can look up to, that you can go to and get good advice on what to do.
And that actually goes with my next verse. So it's Proverbs 13:20, and it says, "He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." And that's exactly what I was going to say for this one too. It just helps to have, I would say I have about four or five older people that are in our church or in Dustin's church or something that I feel like I can always go to and talk to about things that they might have been through. Because they're Christians and they're wise, they're older people. So they, more than likely, they've been through what you've been through, and they know how to handle it the godly way and the right way. So they can give you that great advice that you need, instead of just having to figure it out by yourself and make the mistake that they might have made in that situation.
Especially after camp is when everything kind of started happening with my friends and everything, and it was because I decided that I wanted to, rededicate my life to the Lord, and I didn't want to live the ways that I had been living previously. And I was very nervous about what was going to happen in my life after this point, who I was going to be friends with, and who I was going to talk to about things, and even down to the type of music that I was going to listen to after this. Because I was like, my whole world is just changing, But in reality, God is going to send you exactly what you need. And I didn't realize this, but that's when all of these friends started popping up. And the people in our church that started coming to us and being like, hey, you can talk to us about things. And it's so much easier with those people around you, the older people with more experience and more knowledge, to come and tell you, like, it's okay. We went through this too. You're going to get through it. So it helps a lot, but he definitely will send you what you need when you need it.
Mm-hmm. And I have one last verse, which is from Job 42, verse 10. And it says, "And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before." And I think with this one, it just reminded me that when I look for the right Christian friend, I look for someone who is willing to pray for me whenever I need someone to pray for me. And I thank God for Caitlin, for one, because I know that she would pray for me. If I texted her and said, hey, will you pray for me? Will you pray for my family? Somebody's going through something. I can know without a shadow of a doubt that she would do that for me. And that's just a good friend to have in your life. You want someone there that can pray for you, or even pray with you if that's something that you need.
And going back to like the everything after camp and stuff, especially right after, I loved our little friend group that we had formed from camp because it was all people our age, and we had this group chat and we would just start sending like scriptures to each other and songs, and it was very encouraging. So I found that surrounding myself with these people that just want to encourage you, I mean, they're going through the same struggles that we are with the friends and just not living the same lifestyle as before. So it's really encouraging to have those people around to help you, and that's when we started our singing group and everything. And I remember the first day that we met at Ethan's house, and we were swimming and everything, and we were just sitting there singing songs, and it's like, I love this.
We'll upload that video. It was the first time we had ever sang together, and it was good. We were at Ethan's house, and Garrett recorded it
with his little video skills. Yeah, it definitely helps with your walk when you surround yourself with those kind of people.
And I think it's a lot more, I think I've learned that it's a lot more fun when you're with those types of people. When you're with them and you're surrounded by them, the things that you do are just a lot more fun than like if, say, you were to do it with someone who didn't believe what you did. Yeah. It's just, it makes a difference. It's so weird, like how that happens. I don't know.
What is it? CT, I think, said at camp. He said something about like real fun with somebody doesn't end with guilt.
Yeah.
And that is the truest thing I have ever heard in my life. Like, that's something to ask yourself in your life. Do you feel guilty after you spend time with these people? And if you do, you might need to rethink it. As hard as it may be, you might need to rethink it and surround yourself with the people that will help you.
So that is the end of our video, and if you have not subscribed, please do so below. And we also have Instagram and a Facebook. So.
And those will be located somewhere on the screen so you can see those. And make sure that if you do follow us on social media, to DM us anything that you might want us to talk about. If you don't have a social media, but you have an email, you can email us at gracetalkblog@gmail.com.
That's a mouthful.
It is. We got it. Okay.
Bye.
See ya.